Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of March 22nd through the 28th. And during that time, we have a waxing crescent moon. And of course, we bring that in from last week. It's a time of heightened senses, good time for us to be buckling down on those things that we started during the new moon for the new cycle. Then we have our first little interruption of the cycle, and that's the first quarter moon that comes in on the 26th. And of course, that can be the day, but it also could just be a couple of hours during the day. But you might feel impulsive, impatient, your mind might be active, just kind of hard to buckle down and get anything done. So it's a good time for us to learn how to control those impulses or meditate through those feelings like that when we do have them. But then we're back on track with the waxing gibbous. That's back to work, and a good time for us to not only accomplish things, but also to make adjustments and be flexible in how we're managing things, kind of make those little fine-tuned adjustments. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Scorpio. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading, Scorpio, is that you are good enough. All right, let's see what the Scorpio Collective has going on this week, where you might need to be reminded of that you are good enough. Every time I see that card, I think, and gosh darn it, people like me because, that's my age and Stuart Smalley SNL skit. And if you're too young to remember that, then God bless you. And if you're my age, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's get through this reading. My fun weekly reminder, Scorpio, is that you keep a spiritual journal. So oftentimes we have dreams or we have these spiritual encounters or things that we're learning, and we forget about them. So journaling them is really a good way to look back and think, oh, I wanted to apply that thing, or I had that dream 6 months ago and now I know what it means because this thing happened. So it's just a good way of really understanding ourselves a little bit more. And I just think you'll find it interesting if you do keep a journal like that. So that is my fun weekly reminder for the week. All right, let's get into this reading. March 22nd through the 28th. You are good enough, Scorpio. Your present energy right now is the Four of Swords. So you're taking some time for a little bit of rest and meditation, to think about things, maybe evaluate, maybe just rest. Sometimes we forget to rest. I know I had a day like that this week where I just forget. It's like, and I kind of feel guilty resting. I'm a very hyper person and I move and I go a lot. And I just didn't feel like doing anything. I kind of just couch potatoed the day away. And then I was looking back and I'm thinking, you know what? I've been going nonstop for literally like every day for the last few weeks. So sometimes you just have to Netflix and just have a day, I don't know, eat the easy thing out of the fridge, not cook, not do anything, stay in your jammies, enjoy the day. Maybe you're having a day like that this week, and if you are, let's do it guilt-free. Your current situation right now is that there is something you are done with here with this 10 of Swords. So looks like you might have had some things on your mind, and maybe that's why you're taking that time to rest and meditate and just get through whatever this ending is, something that you've just decided, I'm done, I'm not doing that anymore. This could be something about yourself, some way of being. And you're thinking, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to change my ways. I'm going to do something a little bit differently. So we're all doing that all the time, those evaluations and deciding I'm done with this thing and I'm going to do this thing. So that's fine. Just do it and know that it's hard, but people support you. Let everybody know, let people around you know that if there's something that you're doing like that. Because you'll have support more than you think, I'm sure. At the root of this situation is the Eight of Cups, is that you want to move into your future in a very positive manner. And look, you do have support at your back. Look at all those cups standing up there. And that's what I'm saying, that if you need to reach out to people and say, hey, I'm done with this thing in my life and I want to do things a different way. And I just wanted someone to, you don't need to do anything. I just wanted to tell somebody about it. And that's okay. You can do that. And I recommend doing that because you'll find that a lot of people can relate. Maybe if it's not exactly your situation, they can relate, or they've done something very similar, and they'll just be your cheerleader. And you are good enough, and you're good enough for that sort of support. In your recent past here, Scorpio, is the Two of Wands. So this is you looking into the future and thinking, oh, it might be time to make that change. And now you're doing it and you're really meditating through it. Just get yourself through it. If each when you're doing stuff like this and making changes, each day gets a little bit easier. So remember that. What's on your mind this week is the Ace of Wands. So there might be some new passion driving this, or this could be your new passion. It could be that you've decided to be passionate about something and there was just something that wasn't working out, something that wasn't aligning in your life with this new way that you want to be. And so you're just making progress, and that's the way to do it. What is just ahead of you this week, Scorpio, is the Two of Pentacles. So while you're doing it might be hard to juggle and feeling like you're trying to keep everything in the air because, like I said, sometimes taking a day off, you do feel like that. I do anyway, where I feel like, oh, I took a day off today and I just didn't do much. And I really just gave in to the resting and relaxing for myself. And now there's the stack of things that I should have done yesterday. I have to make up. So, and that does happen. So it's okay. You get through it. Don't worry. The dishes will be there tomorrow. The laundry will be there tomorrow. Your job will be there. All of those things, they'll be there tomorrow and you can get back on the horse. It's fine. In your advice position here is the World card. This is the card of perfect balance. Dreams materialize. This is a card of fulfillment. This is the end of the line on the major arcana cards. This is the end of something. So it looks like a good ending. I mean, I know this card doesn't seem very positive, but it looks like you are at some sort of ending point. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Fool card pop up, or maybe even the Magician card asking you, what is it that you want to manifest right now as you're going through some change? But the advice is, I really think, is to keep this ending in mind, is keep that goal point in mind as you're moving towards it with this thing that you are deciding to end. You're starting some new path here. Keep that ending in mind to motivate you, because you're good enough and you can do this and you can get through it. All right, what is beyond your control this week is a little bit of anxiety about it with the Nine of Swords. I'm not surprised to see that too, because you know why? It's nerve-wracking to start a new thing, and nerve-wracking to give something up, something that has kind of been your crutch or your security blanket. And it could have been something that was negative for you. This is why people go through addiction issues. I'm not seeing any of that here in your reading, but of course that's the thing. And we can get addicted to some silly things that aren't alcohol or chemicals or drugs or anything like that. We can be addicted to just patterns of behavior because it's just the way we've always done things, and trying to change that and recognizing, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that thing every day. So those are hard and it's stressful to go through it. But again, day by day, step by step, you're good enough, and keep this ending in mind. Keep the end goal in mind, because you should know what that is. What is your secret desire and what are you trying to avoid? Is the Knight of Cups. So this would be action in the emotional realm. And maybe you're just trying to avoid being emotional about it, or being emotionally open to someone else about it, which again, I'm going to say, sometimes people are friendlier than you think. And a close friend or family member that has maybe been through something similar, maybe open up to them and talk to them. It might be very helpful. So this is either your secret desire to do this or you're trying to avoid it, but it is a big question for you. And either way, if it's your secret desire, ask yourself why and understand that about yourself. But also, if you're trying to avoid being emotionally open to someone, also ask that question. Why? Why can't I do that right now? And just evaluate those and just know the reasons for either one of those answers. And your outcome this week, Scorpio, is the Three of Swords. So maybe a little bit of disappointment, and maybe because you take a step back and you're not quite there. And again, don't be so hard on yourself. You are good enough. You can get through this, and you're not going to be perfect about it. So it's going to be fine. Whatever it is you're working through, I feel like, again, your advice is to keep the end goal in mind. So, Scorpio, we're going to see what's hidden from you at the bottom of the deck here, but I also wanted to point out, please look up angel number 22, because I see those showing right up on either side of themselves there. Okay, what's hidden from you here at the bottom of the deck is the Justice card, which is about truth. So you just might not be there yet. You might be trying to do this thing and you're not even really sure why, and you're not even at the truth part of it yet. And you might have a little setback, and that might be difficult, and it might be anxious. You might be nervous about doing it, or feeling bad because you did have a setback. But you know what? A setback is a test, and a setback again means get back up on that horse and try again. You are good enough. Keep the end goal in mind. All right, let's see what the final wrap up here from the Soul Oracle deck has to say for you. Final message here for Scorpio as they work through whatever this might be for them. And again, I'm feeling like you are giving something up. I don't know. Leave a comment if you're comfortable. Let me know what that might be for you. All right. Soul Oracle deck says, grieve your losses. Yeah, when we make any kind of changes, internal or externally, it's about changing who we are. And you have to let that go. And you might need to grieve that a little bit. And like, I really liked doing this thing that was horrible for me. So that's okay. I really, what, recently, I stopped drinking Diet Coke. I'm a Diet Coke person. And of course, it's done nothing for me. And I do I'm like, but I really like it, but it's not good for me. I know this. So it's been a challenge and a struggle. And so I can relate if it's something like that where you're giving something up, but it's just about changing your habits. And what's funny is I did kind of have a setback because I ended up at a party and there was, I think I had a little headache and I needed the caffeine, and I went ahead and had a Diet Coke because that's what they had. And it's okay. It's fine. I mean, I came right back, like I said, got right back on my horse the next day. It wasn't like I broke down and was like, oh, I have to have one of those now. So, oh, I see one of my Soul Oracle cards got messed up in there. What are you doing out of spot? That's really funny. Let's see what it said. Maybe it was supposed to be in there. Choose friends wisely. Interesting. We'll just go ahead and take that card. Let's keep shuffling here. I just looked down and saw that in there. Anyway, so yeah, if you have a setback, you just get right back up on that horse and it's fine. It's fine. Changing the things that we do and doing things for a more positive way. It's hard to do and it's stressful and you might fall down, like I said, and you just get right back on the horse. All right. Self-care for you this week, Scorpio, and the card that you get is the card called Pamper. Doesn't that look relaxing? A nice bubble bath. Self-care is a necessity, not a luxury. So take care of yourself. Take that bubble bath. Get in there. Relax. Rest and meditate. There's a lot of swords in this reading, a lot of wands, a couple of pentacles, couple of cups, but a lot of thinking. I see a lot of this as a lot of internal thoughts for you, Scorpio. So if you are comfortable sharing, drop me a comment down below. Let me know if this resonated with you and let me know, is there something that you're giving up? Are you having some sort of personal struggle with that? And did you need to get back up on your horse? If you did, drop me a comment. Let us all know. We'll share notes from, with each other about what it is that we're trying to maybe give up at this time, if that resonated with you. Also, if you like my reading style, Scorpio, hitting like and subscribe will help you find me next week. And I think that's pretty cool. And I appreciate that in advance so much. So thank you so much. I want to wish you the best of luck with all of this and whatever the struggle is for you this week. You're going to get through it. Take a little time to pamper yourself and remember you are good enough. So thanks so much, Scorpio. I appreciate your time here with me today, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.